It's so funny. It's not hard to get people to come out and, come in and entertain, especially this time of the year, because it's beautiful this time of the year, right? I mean, winter, right? This is going to be my 49th winter here in Arizona. Can you believe that? Yeah. It's pretty cool because, when I moved here in 1976 from New York, that's when our parents, moved here. I don't know if you guys, because I'm probably one of the people that lived here the longest, it feels like. But, Arizona back in 1976 was a really slow town. And there was only 2 freeways. They didn't actually build the 51 till I was graduating from high school in 1989. Can you believe that? And with that being that Arizona is a little bit slow to progress, you can also see, as a kid, you don't want to stand out. You want to fit in. But that was not my destiny. Nope, not my destiny at all. So as you can see, just because of the way I look, there's not many people that look like me that live here in Arizona, still to this day. Imagine what it was like in 1976, right? So, and not only that, but do any of you guys have parents that both parents immigrated from the same country to the U.S.? Like they lived in the same country and then they came here? Anybody? It's hard to see. Okay, yeah. You're going to relate, and you're going to relate to the story. Okay, so both my parents are from Haiti. And if you're not familiar with Haiti, it's in the Caribbean, and it's a French-speaking country. So they speak Haitian French, which is actually a language, and it's similar to French, but the accent and pronunciation of words are a little bit different. Plus, you have a Caribbean accent, right? So we moved here in 1976 with my parents. Now, as you guys know, no matter where you live in the world, if both parents are from Haiti or from whatever country they're from, your household is in that country. So although I grew up in Arizona, nope, I grew up in Haiti. Because you'd walk into the front door of my house, and here's what you would see. First, you'd see my dad. The few times he was home, he'd be sitting down, probably reading the newspaper, drinking a little bit of espresso, having a little bit of pate. And he was pretty removed, but anytime I would come up to him and be like, Dad, I didn't sleep last night, or tell him anything, or, I fought with Alan, my brother. Whatever it would be, my dad's solution was one solution. You need a laxative. You need to sit on the toilet and you need to clean yourself. You need to clean. Now, both my parents spoke very good English, but they had accents, and especially my mom. So if you came over to the house, you'd see my dad and you'd see my mom, 5 foot, maybe 4'11", tiny little lady. But dear God, the wrath of Danielle, just hang on here. So my mom would be in the kitchen and she'd be probably making Haitian rice and beans and grillon, which is fried pork. And you'd have French music playing. So my friends would come over, my American friends would come over and they'd be like, we're in Haiti now. And they'd be like, oh, this is what Haitian people do, right? And then, again, all I wanted to do was fit in. That was my goal in life. So let me give you an example of how that didn't work out for me. So I'd be in the neighborhood. We lived in a neighborhood. We didn't live in an apartment complex, so we had houses, right? And so I'd be running. And by the way, my brother's here in the crowd, so he understands this. And my cousins, they grew up with me, so they understand all of this. So we'd be running, and, I just wanted to fit in. So I'd be playing, having a good time. And all of a sudden, you hear this, Daphne! Go wash up the bed! Do any of you guys know what that means? I'm 8 years old. I have no breast. I don't have boobies. And all my friends were like, what did your mom just say? Literally, we're running and be like, what did your mom say? Now, have you? I don't live in an apartment complex, so my mother wasn't a quiet woman. She is screaming from the front door of our house a block away, and everybody can hear her. Again, it wasn't my destiny for me to be not standing out. I could not blend in. So what that basically meant was my friends were like, what the hell is your mom saying? Again, she spoke perfect English, but most people didn't understand her. So I was her interpreter my whole life. My brother and I were her interpreter. So what did she say? And I go, well, what she was trying to say was that I need to come home and take a shower. But literally what that meant was, come home and wash your vagina. Literally, right? So there was no way that I could stand out. So yeah, and another thing too with my mom, she was really scary. So this is the thing, so American kids, you knew you were in trouble because your mom would say, Jonathan Thomas Smith, right? When they say your whole name, you are in big trouble. You made your mom mad. All my mom had to say was, oh. Oh, Daphne, gade Timon. So, one day in high school, I was a little troublemaker. And okay, remember I said I just wanted to blend in. So my friends were like, hey, let's ditch school. And I'm like, yeah, this sounds like a great idea, right? Okay, well, you know darn well that there were not many kids in my classroom that looked like me. So when I missed school, they knew I ditched, right? So my mom got a call from Dean Connor saying that I ditched school, right? Well, I'm thinking, because I think I'm slick, I'm thinking that I got away with it. So I'm coming home, acting like I, throw down my backpack. Oh, Daphne, come here. Sit down. Now, first of all, my mother screamed. That's all she did. But not today. No. Oh, Daphne, sit down. So I get a phone call from Dean. I am shitting in my pants because I know I'm busted. And she's calm. She's calm. Something's going to happen. Something. Oh. Daphne, I spent all this money to send you to school. You said you went to school today? So what she does inside, I don't mean to yell, but I have to act out who she is and the wrath of Danielle, 4'11", screaming. And when she gets angry and she loses her emotion, she spoke French. So you didn't understand half the things she said in English. And then when she speaks French, I mean, it was a full night. And sometimes you get a plate thrown at you. Sometimes she throw a foot, but it was a long night. But interestingly enough, I got suspended. So then maybe like a week later, I come back to school and Dean Connor calls me in his office. And he says, hey, Daph, come on in. Sit down, let's talk. So listen, you got a lot of talent. You got a lot of future, but you need to stop getting in trouble. Like, you got leadership, but you got ring leadership. You need to turn it around and you need to lead because you're going to be something someday. Oh my God. I was like, wow, okay, this is cool. Like, Dean Connor thinks I'm going to be something special. Oh, hell no. Let me tell you what happened. So, remember that day that I said that my mom called Dean Connor? And he called to tell her that I ditched school? Well, what I later found out was when my mom was done listening to Dean Connor, my mom said, oh, Dean Connor! There are 500 kids in your school, and you pick on that one child. And that was it. And then, let me finish this real quick. And that was why Dean Connor was my friend, because he was afraid of Danielle's. I don't know if I'm done with my time, but I'm done trying to make you guys laugh. Thank you so much for coming. I'm Daphne.